Okay, so now we're looking at a general overview paragraph, okay? And with a general overview paragraph, what we're looking at is we're trying to get an idea of what's the general information that we see, right? Highs and lows. This is our second paragraph, everybody. Second paragraph. We're doing the second paragraph, all right? And so when we're looking at this one, okay, we did our introduction for it already, if you remember. We did our introduction, and now we're doing our general overview paragraph. So we're looking at this line graph, and we're looking at it, and we're trying to look at it and say, well, what's the general information we can look at? Well, one thing that you can do for a line graph, you can do it a couple different ways. You can look at the beginning year of 1970 and look at what's the high and what's the low. You can look at the ending year of 2030 and look at what's the high and what's the low. Okay, so that's the way that I would probably do it in terms of a general overview paragraph. So we're looking at the general information. So it would be something like this. All right, so in general, we can observe that the commuters utilize the car as the highest form of transportation, and sorry about that, we have a misspelling here. Transportation, and relied upon the train the least. All right, there's our first sentence of our general information. Okay, there's our first sentence of our general information. So we did 1970. Now we're going to go ahead and do 2030. Car is predicted All right, so in 2030, the top is the car, the bottom is the bus. Okay, so that's what our general paragraph looks like. When we looked at this line graph, we looked at it and we said, okay, let's look at the beginning. That's what I like to do with a line graph. Look at it and say in the beginning, all right, in 1970, all right, what's at the top, what's at the bottom? In 2030, what's at the top, what's at the bottom? That's a general overview of the line graph, all right? That's what I mean by general overview. That's a general overview of the line graph. And if you look at it here, we have two sentences. All right. Introduction, we have one sentence. Next, the general overview paragraph, we have two sentences. Okay. So now let's move on and look at another example. Let's look at another example of how to do the general overview. Okay.